When friends ask me where to get the best seats at Fenway at a great price, I send them to Ace Ticket. Ace is located right here in Boston. They know what you mean by monster seats. And the pesky pole. If you want the club seats, you've got it. If you want the bleachers, behind the plate, on deck circle, Ace delivers. With Ace Ticket, you can have any seat at Fenway Park except mine. So call them at 1-800-MY-SEATS and take advantage of their free and easy pickup.
1-800-MY-SEATS.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to TruFan.com. Bob Lobel, along with Bill Chuck, in our second of 3 days covering the baseball winter meetings in Indianapolis. And, of course, as far as the Red Sox go today, nothing but frustration, and the anxiety level of the nation continues to rise, as we all know.
Although I beg to differ. I mean, the fact that the Red Sox cornered the market on the Ramon Ramirez players in Major League Baseball by signing their second Ramon Ramirez for the bullpen. It's pretty impressive.
It's pretty bizarre, as a matter of fact. Impressive. We have Steve Buckley of the Herald, also an author of a new book. Steve, let's just get it out of the way. First of all, the book. We want to talk about quickly the book, and then we want to talk about quickly your assessment of what might happen for the Red Sox in Indianapolis.
Well, my preference would be that we talk very slowly about the book, but I'll play by your rules. The name of the book is Wicked Good Year, How the Red Sox, Patriots, and Celtics Turned the Hub of the Universe into the Capital of Sports. Obviously, it deals with that 7-month and 20-day period between October in 07 and the spring of 08 when the Sox won the World Series. The Patriots went undefeated up until the Super Bowl, of course, and the Patriots and the Celtics won the NBA championship. A lot of good backstories, a lot of stories about fans, a lot of stories about Doc Rivers and Papelbon Pedroia and Teddy Bruschi and so forth. And needless to say, a labor of love for me. It's selling very well, and I hope everybody runs out to the local bookstore or to Amazon or Barnes & Noble and checks it out.
Wicked Good Year are the Red Sox, and we hope you do really well with it, Steve. You deserve it.
Well, it's doing well, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
And Bill and I are here wondering what can possibly go wrong this year in Indianapolis. Who could they possibly lose big name-wise in Indianapolis to any one of a number of teams, especially a guy Jason Bay?
Well, I mean, as far as Jason Bay goes, I was heartened early on by the fact that people I know in and around baseball expressed to me that the Yankees were not interested in Jason Bay because they really needed to get an upgrade on defense in left field, because it's as much of a pop shot as it is to right field at Yankee Stadium. It's a pretty cavernous left center, as Bill can tell you. And so I thought that with the Yankees out of the Jason Bay mix, that would increase the Red Sox chances of signing him. But, of course, Seattle's a player, and I'm hearing the Mets are a player. I mean, the Mets are looking to sign everybody. I mean, they're talking about Matt Holliday, John Lackey, because that team was an embarrassment this year, so they need to make some kind of a splash. I'm still a Bay guy because Boston's a very tough place to play, as we all know. It's a tough fan market. It's a tough media market. It's a small clubhouse. There's nowhere to hide in and around the city. Some guys are not temperamentally suited to play here. We could say that about Edgar Ramiro, for instance. But as far as Jason Bay goes, I mean, he seemed like he was a good fit here, and I don't see why they can't keep him.
Buck, we hear that we read from a number of reports today that it appears that the Angels are out of the Bay hunt, which is probably positive. But do you think that the Mariners will pick up as much, or if not more, of a hometown discount with Bay?
Well, you got to be careful with that hometown discount terminology, because when you get right down to it, Seattle's not his hometown. I know he lives in Seattle now, and lives in the state of Washington, and he's from the Canadian Northwest. So I certainly see it from that perspective. But if I'm Jason Bay, this is his best year to make really big money. He's 30 years old now. He's obviously done very well financially in his time in the big leagues with the Red Sox, Pirates, and so forth. But if he were to sign a 5-year deal, now he's 35 when the contract is up, and statistically speaking, he won't make the next he won't make the big money next time around. I mean, maybe he will. Maybe he'll just keep putting up great numbers.
Well, particularly
so if I'm
since we're
Jason
past the
Bay,
Tropicana
if I'm
years.
if I'm Jason Bay, I have to say, you know what? This is my chance. This is my truly golden opportunity for a big score here, and I don't want to screw this up. Therefore, I would lessen the chances of a hometown discount being taken.
Well, I think, his agent felt the same way. He had opportunities during the year to sign the deal with the Sox, and he said, well, let's not too fast. Let's see what happens, and I think any of us in our right mind would go that route. I think the people here were just happy to get somebody to play left field after Manny Ramirez's fiasco. But, besides that, the Red Sox, Halladay, it just seems to be, not Holiday. Halladay is the guy that is the only way that I could see that they can improve themselves. I don't think Holliday's the answer. My recollection of Matt Holliday is being picked off by Papelbon in the World Series. That was his shining moment at Fenway Park.
And the guy who's largely responsible for that is no longer with the club. That was Brad Mills, who read the scouting reports, who was aware that the Rockies like to take big leads off of first base, and he's the one that brought it up in the dugout and got the sign flashed out to the throw-over sign to Veritek.
Bill, there were 38,000 people that knew he was out before he knew he was out. That was the greatest thing about that play.
Well, it's
there's two plays that stand out with Matt Holliday. If you don't want to sign him, one is that he gets picked off in the crucial moment in the World Series at Fenway Park. The other one, of course, most recently is the line drive aimed at his belt buckle that he flubs out in left field. But he's a better base runner than we saw in that one play, and he's a better fielder than we saw in that one play. So do with that what you will. But when you say where I disagree with you is if you think the only way the Red Sox can make a big splash is with Doc Halladay, I would counter by saying that the big splash they could make, and again, I don't know what glittering array of prospects they'd have to give up to make this deal, but how about Adrian Gonzalez coming over from the Padres and anchoring first base for the next 6-7 seasons? That, to me, would be a phenomenal splash. You move Youkilis over to third base, and then you go in the next season with Gonzalez at first, Youkilis at third. Well, now you're talking some wins here.
I agree with you, and having as long as you have Lowell, have him and Ortiz sharing the DH slot, righty-lefty. To me, Gonzalez turns that team around to an extent that Teixeira would have. Don Mattingly recently was asked who the best fielding first baseman that he sees in the game today, and the first name he mentions is Adrian Gonzalez. Here's a guy who has hit over 40 home runs in spacious Petco Park each of the last 4 years. He'll go to town in Boston. He would be a legitimate 40 to 50.
There's a big but here. You got to go back to my comment earlier about we know that Jason Bay can play at Fenway Park. Do we know that Adrian Gonzalez can play at Fenway Park? I know I've never met the guy. I mean, I've talked to him in a crowd of reporters, but I don't have any sense of what his personality and temperament are. And is he a guy temperamentally suited for Fenway Park? And I never would have brought that into the discussion in years past, but given what we've seen from various other players in recent seasons who seem